Welcome to Motivation at Hand. To know is to know how. Make your foot the foot that counts. In a world without red or blue, we seek the truth untold. No partisan lines to define, the story still unfolds. The Jeffrey and Ghislaine saga, a mystery so vast. Beyond political spectrums, their actions cast. No answers clear, no easy paths to trace. Their deeds hidden in shadows. This digs at the heart. A distorted case. To pierce into darkness, all its parts. The quest for justice here. Shedding light on what's unclear. Tim Miller engages in a conversation with Julie K. Brown, an author honored with a Polk Award, discussing the latest set of documents pertaining to the Epstein case and in her book Perversion of Justice, Julie K. Brown revisits the case and her 2-year investigation into Jeffrey Epstein's. She unveils a disturbing truth, stating, "He didn't act alone. He established an entire ecosystem that facilitated these actions." Regarding Epstein's specific preferences for young girls, Brown reveals, "He had the means to procure the finest prostitutes, but that wasn't his desire. He sought out frightened, young girls as part of his twisted fantasy. Unfortunately, there were likely hundreds of girls who fell victim to him. Epstein's actions were frequent and relentless." Brown explains, "It was a constant cycle, 2 to 3 times a day. It was like a revolving door. The more girls he had, the more he wanted to recruit because he craved a continuous stream of fresh, young victims." In her book, Brown delves deeper into the extent of the story, emphasizing how Epstein's network of enablers played a pivotal role in facilitating his crimes. She underscores, "He wasn't acting alone. He had created an entire system that allowed this to occur." The case against wealthy financier Jeffrey Epstein in 2006 resulted in a lenient plea deal, where he served only 13 months in a county jail. As she delved deeper, she discovered that authorities had accommodated Epstein. In 2008, Jeffrey Epstein was imprisoned after pleading guilty to the charge of procuring prostitution from a girl under 18. Surprisingly, Epstein received an 18-month sentence, of which he served less than 13 months in a private wing of the county jail. He enjoyed daily work release, was driven to his office by his personal driver, and could even sleep with his jail cell door open. Epstein was granted immunity for himself and 4 associates from related charges. Brown's 2018 series for the Herald garnered national attention, leading to the resignation of Labor Secretary Alexandra Acosta, who had approved the initial plea agreement. Someone accused of Epstein's alleged crimes could have faced up to 20 years in a prison with a strong gang presence. Florida is known for its harsh prison system and lengthy sentences. It also triggered a new federal investigation that eventually led to Epstein facing fresh charges. The questions of how Epstein received such a lenient sentence and how he managed to reintegrate into high society life without significant stigma haunted investigative journalist Julie Brown of the Miami Herald in 2016. Brown's decision to revisit the case stems from her belief that it was a terrible miscarriage of justice. Her original intent was to investigate sex trafficking, but she found herself drawn to the Epstein story. She meticulously examined the original police investigation records, interviewed detectives, and gave a voice to 80 survivors, many of whom endured repeated abuse as teenagers in Epstein's Palm Beach, Florida mansion. As she delved deeper, she discovered that authorities had accommodated Epstein and his well-paid lawyers to an astonishing degree. Brown reflects on the power of the survivors' voices, stating, "There is nothing more powerful than the words of these women speaking about their experiences. I still get emotional when I think about how courageous they were to come forward. Tragically, on August 10, 2019, a month after his arrest, Epstein died in his cell under suspicious circumstances. The Metropolitan Correctional Center, MCC, in New York City, where he had apparently used a bedsheet to hang himself. The official report from the New York City Medical Examiner's Office regarding Jeffrey Epstein's death states that he took his own life on August 10, 2019. The circumstances surrounding Epstein's death generated significant controversy, sparking various conspiracy theories and raising questions about the adequacy of his supervision during his incarceration. Due to the high-profile nature of the case and the many individuals connected to or accused of being involved in his activities, Epstein's demise remains a subject of public speculation and discourse. Numerous investigations were launched to examine the circumstances surrounding Epstein's death, including inquiries into the security measures and monitoring protocols at the MCC. There are striking parallels to the ongoing mystery surrounding Robert Maxwell, Ghislaine's father, death in 1991. His remains were found in the waters of the Canary Islands while he was aboard the Lady Ghislaine, the yacht named after his youngest daughter. Despite the official classification of suicide, Maxwell's family maintained their skepticism. This tragic event is viewed as a turning point that led Ghislaine into her association with Jeffrey Epstein, who apparently had prior connections to Maxwell Sr. Epstein, much like Maxwell, was a wealthy and influential figure capable of offering support and guidance, resembling a Svengali-like character akin to her father, according to Brown. However, Epstein's death left Maxwell without a powerful protector. She retreated from public life and was arrested in July, subsequently being held without bail in the Special Housing Unit of New York's Metropolitan Detention Center. Maxwell vehemently denies any involvement in criminal activities, asserting that she is the victim of a vindictive pursuit driven by the inability to prosecute Epstein. In December 2021, Maxwell was convicted on 5 out of 6 charges brought against her. She received a 20-year prison sentence. Additionally, she was fined $750,000, the maximum penalty permitted by law. These charges included sex trafficking of a minor, the transportation of a minor with the intent to engage in criminal sexual activity, and 3 associated conspiracy counts. Brown believes that Maxwell would have faced indictment regardless of Epstein's fate. Equally concerning to Brown is how Epstein was able to seamlessly reintegrate into affluent society after his prison term and registration as a sex offender. She underscores that this theme runs throughout her book, highlighting the stark contrast between the world inhabited by these individuals and conventional understanding. Brown recounts an incident where she received a call from someone who had attended a cocktail party in Hollywood, California, featuring members of Epstein's inner circle who were staunchly defending him. Despite the revelations surrounding Epstein's actions, there remains a segment of society that believes the young women involved were aware of the circumstances and returned for financial gain. Astonishingly, there are still those who downplay the gravity of Epstein's deeds. We seek the truth untold. A story yet unfolds. The Jeffrey and Ghislaine saga, a mystery so vast. Beyond all spectrums, their actions cast no answers clear, no easy paths to trace. Their deeds hidden in shadows, a complex case. In this highbrow tale, the concern is the fight to reveal what's hidden, to set things right. Much appreciation to you for giving of your time with us at Motivation at Hand. To know is to know how. We trust you will come back soon.